Welcome back to the Look Homeward pre-match show. I'm Tim Blakicki, and I have with me Coach Stacy Enos. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Fantastic. Coach, how you feeling about the season thus far?
Well, I'm excited. I thought we played really well. We had only had a few training sessions before our game on Friday, but love seeing how the players started moving the ball. The relationships on the field. Obviously, it was nice to get the win, but our defense was very solid, and we had a good couple days of practice. So looking forward to seeing how the midfield and forward works. Condensed season, condensed schedule, and we're we have players that play college ball, play club ball. So we're not really here to to try to create some difficult system and try to get them to learn the system. We just want them to come and have fun. We try to adjust our shape to the talent that we have on the field. But in the meantime, in doing that, we also hope that they glean some stuff from our coaches, and we have a great coaching staff. So, I think Carolyn Warhaftig and Kelsey Davis and Heather Davis have been doing a great job. We've had a few days of wonderful practices, very well organized. You could tell that they're really trying to get the relationships and the systems worked out between players.
So at halftime, any of our viewers at home, please stick around. Use the restroom, get your drink, get your sandwich, and get back in front of your television, because we are going to have Jennifer Cuccio with us at the halftime show. Very excited about that. Jen came back in town while Gotham FC has a little bit of a break. Coach, what kind of role did Asheville City play in Jen ending up with what used to be called Sky Blue FC and now with Gotham FC?
Obviously, Jen's the classic story. She's everything that we want to do with our club. I mean, we really want to be a true second tier, and that's why we run this professionally. We're trying to be, this definitely pinnacle of the WPSL and put a great business model forward. So, Jen also is worked really hard. I think if people are following her, if you haven't, you should follow her on all her social media. I mean, she was out every day training. She works hard on her foot skills with the ball. So we knew she was going to go try out in a couple places. So I think Megan and Lydia and myself, we all tried to put in words of you should give this player a look. So she just went to a tryout as kind of this unknown player, and her foot skill caught the coach's attention immediately. And if you've watched her games, you know that she's just so technical on the ball. She's beautiful.
Wait, is it common to have open tryouts for a professional league like that?
Yeah. The NWSL teams will have open tryouts just to see what comes out of it. You never know. There could be a diamond in a rough. Sometimes they're looking for practice players. And if it's an Olympic year or World Cup year and players are international and, players are coming in late or coming and going, it's always nice to have some high-level players that you can move into.
What would a second division women's lower league, almost like the USL Championship acts for the men, what would that look like for the women? What could potentially take place that might mitigate some of the necessity for an open tryout like that you would be able to draw players up from?
Yeah, the hope is that, I think coaches are looking more and more at high-level WPSL teams. We're not a club. We don't have a youth system, so we just run this in the summer, and we really try to reach out to coaches to send us their top-level players. So we're hoping that those players come back. If they don't make a pro team, like we have Molly Dwyer right now, she's actually training with Racing Louisville. We hope that they come and play with us. So we're really trying to build relationships with the NWSL teams and just kind of get, we want to be on their radar. We want them to know that we're putting on a quality show. We got great coaches. And we really want the best for these players. We want to be a platform that can elevate them and get them to the next level.
So what I think I'm hearing, you're not promising, but Asheville has the good bones of a future professional club potentially?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been our vision. Lydia and Megan and I, we've all had our own experiences in the W League, and, where you show up and, we're trying to get out of playing in a track. We're trying to, get into some downtown venues or smaller venues where the fans could be on top. Obviously, serving beer makes a big difference. We have a wonderful supporters group. So, you see this popping up more and more. Chattanooga's doing a great job. The Charlotte Eagles have a great team as well. So, and there's more and more. I know we don't get to play our Midwest folks that much in the WPSL, but there's a lot of great clubs doing good stuff to elevate the women's game.
Especially in the Carolinas. Coach, thank you so much.
You bet, Tim. Thanks for having me.
When we come back from these commercials, I'll have Matt and Bronwyn with us. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Introducing the new pediatric ER at Mission Hospital, designed just for kids.
This is my 21st year as the baseball coach. I told the announcer I thought something was wrong. We need to get somebody up here. The Asheville High team trainer, Josh Owen, from Mission Sports Medicine, ran up the steps.
Tommy was exhibiting the classic signs and symptoms of a heart attack. We really wanted to make sure that he got care fast.
His role will never be forgotten. I knew he was my new best friend.
Yeah.
I'm Coach Tommy, and thanks to Mission Health, I'm a survivor.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Welcome back on the Look Homeward pregame show. I'm Matt Stradley here with Tim Blakicki. Asheville City Soccer Club is made possible by Ingalls Markets. We're with you every step of the way. Mission Health Sports Medicine, proud to support athletes of all ages and skill levels throughout the Asheville and Western North Carolina region. Rhubarb, food and drink at their uncomplicated best. Mosaic Realty, make your next move with Mosaic. Carolina Color Tones, the leader in pre-finished siding. And Old London Road, where we watch. Tim, having the famous Stacey Enos on in your pregame interview, boy, that's quite a coup to pull off.
The first U.S. women's national team player I've definitely ever had on the pregame show. She's been on the podcast a few times. You're Smarter Than Us on all of your favorite podcatchers. But yes, Stacey's just an absolute treasure. Such rich history. And it's absolutely fascinating. I think if you really view Western North Carolina soccer as an onion, once you start pulling back those peels, you start learning about the history of the coaches that have been at Warren Wilson. What I personally believe we're witnessing history in the making with some of the coaches that are coming out of UNCA. Most recently, Coach Michelle Demko, yeah. Up there in George Mason now. Yep. She's just an absolute all-star. I know every region likes to claim they have a certain pedigree in soccer, but I truly do believe that Western North Carolina has shaped the sport to a certain degree, and again with things like the Just Play initiative and other actions that Asheville City continues to take, whether they're known or unknown, in the light or behind the scenes, Asheville City continues to just do amazing things and help shape the sport in this country.
When it comes to Stacey Enos, this women's team, what does she mean to this women's team? She is essentially the women's team in a lot of ways.
I view it as a tripod with her, Lydia, and Megan, but I think they're also scaffolded and built into it into a certain way. Ever since the inception, you could look at Coach Enos being the original coach. Lydia being an actual player coming out of Brevard and being the current Warren Wilson head coach. And then Megan, of course, played the first game in goal, but also is providing infrastructural support and community support. So they kind of hit the community at all different levels. In addition to that, having a I don't know how to describe it other than in case of emergency break glass talent like Coach Enos in the front office. In 2019, when Lisa Marie Woods had to step out of the head coach role and Coach Stacey was able to slide in, that's not an option everybody has. Generally, it's an assistant coach that steps in, not a former U.S. women's national player, 20-year head coach of multiple colleges that can come in and put those sorts of fires out.
It's nice to have that as a backup.
Yes.
And you talked a lot about community. This community specifically, the South Slope Blues, that are doing something fantastic, and I thought the pregame show is a fantastic time to tell you about it. This June, the South Slope Blues present their annual Pride Raiser campaign to benefit the Campaign for Southern Equality. Pride Raiser is a unique way fans can make a pledge in any dollar amount for every home goal Asheville City scores at home games in the month of June. Celebrating home goals this June will feel twice as nice. The process is easy. You go to avl.prideraiser.org. You record your pledges. Donating at the end of the campaign is easy. Pride Raiser will send you instructions to everyone who pledged. That's it. That's all you have to do.
That's it.
South Slope Blues want to thank you for supporting the campaign for Southern equality and for being blue with pride this June. Tim, I know that you have some dealings with the South Slope Blues. The Pride Raiser, how's it going so far?
So far, so good. We continue to solicit pledges. Again, these pledges can be in any dollar amount, a quarter, 50 cents, a dollar. You can pledge $5, and then if you hit financial hardship, you can adjust your pledge. And again, the ease of it is what is absolutely amazing. So many of these, you have to kind of, pull out your notebook and keep track, for you.
I don't want to do math.
No, not at all. You just go to avl.prideraiser.org. It does all the math for you. It calculates it in real time. At the end of every game, a South Slope Blue member goes into the platform, updates it, and you can watch it in live time grow. In 2019, when we had our inaugural campaign, we had up to, I believe, $150 a goal, but we only scored 4 goals that entire June.
It was a rough June.
It was a very rough June. And this month, already we're up to 6 goals.
Fantastic.
And we have several home games left, so we couldn't be more excited to see how this blooms and develops.
And that's brought to you by the South Slope Blues. We get ready for one of my favorite segments. It's Extra Time, where Tim has a certain amount of time, and it's decided by the referee. And we'll turn to the referee who's the fourth official, raising the board, says, ooh, just 1 minute of extra time today for Tim. That's tough, Tim.
Oh, goodness.
Your extra time starts now.
Folks, I'm going to talk to you about incentivizing women's sports, commercializing women's sports, and investing in women's sports. During the pandemic, we saw sports almost across the board drop in terms of ratings. We saw them drop in terms of viewerships. Obviously, they dropped in terms of attendance, except for the NWSL. The NWSL on CBS, when they had their bubble tournament and when they had their back to play sort of campaign, ratings went through the roof. They went over 300% and 600% for the championship game. This matters. When you expose people, when you invest people in women's sports, you make money. And this trickles down. I am actually currently wearing a Jennifer Cujo sky blue, customized with heat press name and number on the back. And this kit took me 5 months to get, because Sky Blue had a decision to make in terms of inventory and what they were going to invest in, and they didn't invest in men's sizes. I understand that. You can't have dead stock on the shelves. Sure. It's not a good investment of money. But if more men invest in women's sports and support women's sports, I can get this kit faster.
And that's what it comes down to.
It makes commercial sense, and I implore everyone out there, when somebody provides a sponsorship for a women's league, purchase that product and then tell that product why you bought that product. It takes a little bit by little bit, but a community can make a difference.
And that is extra time. The referee is blowing the whistle. We go to the half. Just kidding. But we are going to take a timeout on the Look Homeward pregame show. On the other side, we'll bring in our analyst, Bronwyn Lutweiler, and take a look at the matchup coming up tonight. After this short break, you're watching Look Homeward pregame show.
Introducing the new pediatric ER at Mission Hospital. Designed just for kids.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
This is my 21st year as the baseball coach. I told the announcer I thought something was wrong. We need to get somebody up here. The Asheville High team trainer, Josh Owen, from Mission Sports Medicine, ran up the steps.
Tommy was exhibiting the classic signs and symptoms of a heart attack. We really wanted to make sure that he got care fast.
His role will never be forgotten. I knew he was my new best friend.
Yeah.
I'm Coach Tommy, and thanks to Mission Health, I'm a survivor.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
And we're back on the Look Homeward pregame show. We're going to walk you right up to kickoff. Slated for 7:30. I'm Matt Stradley here with Bronwyn Lutweiler, Tim Blakicki. Here to take a look at the Women's Football Club of Charlotte taking on Asheville City Soccer Club. You've got a club coming in that's tied one and lost one. The Women's Football Club of Charlotte taking on the Blues, 1-0. They've only played the one home game that, well, we saw.
Exactly, and Asheville's coming off of a strong win. They're glad to be back out here. They're glad to be playing again, but they haven't been playing for very long. And they did win their first game with a penalty kick from Dwyer and a late finish. So they're looking to build on that success and continue to play the way that they're playing. And we'll see if they can do it tonight.
Tim, put on your prognostication hat. We have to be impartial. You don't have to be.
That is not something anybody's ever claimed of me.
Yeah, so just what do you think is going to happen as we watch the two teams walk out?
I'm absolutely fascinated by this next week and a half of women's football here in Asheville because I think it's really going to dictate the entire season. You've got a pair of games next week on Wednesday and Saturday, Bronwyn, against the Eagles. They're 3-0. 3-0-0 throughout their three games so far. We play them away on Wednesday and then home on Saturday. I don't see how that doesn't determine the division. But on top of that, you do have two away game, or this home game and one away game. Our women. What does that mean? What are the games before the big games? The games that you can't drop points. Is that almost the same type of pressure as playing the games that matter?
I mean, you're totally right. I mean, those games are on the horizon for sure. The Eagles are a strong club, and Asheville knows it. And so they're looking forward to those games. There's a little bit of energy, They're waiting for those, but you can't overlook games like this. They really don't know a lot about this opponent, and anything could happen in this game, so they have to put their best foot forward. And you're right, they can't afford to drop points this early in the season and against a team that is a little bit of a wild card, It's really important to get 3 points here.
As a player, what does it feel like to have games in hand?
What do you mean by have games in hand?
So the Eagles have played 3 games,
yeah.
And this was, so they have 2 games in hand from us.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Is it liberating knowing that they've already played those games? Now, unfortunately, the Eagles won, so now we know we need those 6 points to make it up.
Exactly. It does give you a little bit of insight into your opponents, and it means that they've played more games, their legs are more tired, they're farther into the season. That's when burnout starts to happen, injuries, But it also means they have more experience under their belt. They kind of know what they're doing. They've found a rhythm, and Asheville is still working on that. I mean, they've only played 1 game. So that's another reason why this game is so important, because it'll help build rhythm, build momentum, and build tactical principles that they can continue to build on.
Do you believe you can judge your opponents by common opponents? If the Eagles had played this team and did X, Y, and Z against them, and the outcome was, a fairly high score line, but we only, maybe draw with them or beat them 2-0 or something like that. Do you feel like you can say, well, that means we're this good against the Eagles, or does that all go out the window when you play them head-to-head?
It can give you information, it can tell you about how teams adapt to different teams, or if they just come out and impose their style on you. So it can give you information about how each team plays, but you don't really want to base your entire style and set expectations based on results between other teams, because anything can happen on any given day as well. So it's not the smartest move to judge your entire tactics based on a totally different game, but it's important to watch those games.
Fantastically put. I've always wondered that myself. Like, you know, if UNC Asheville beat somebody and they beat Carolina, then UNC Asheville's better than Carolina, clearly. Transitive property of sports. Totally carries. Styles, that's for other people to worry about, right? Yeah, because differing styles, that's not math. Nah. That's more art. That's not math.
It's more of a feeling.
Exactly. We're getting ready to get into the game. Bronwyn, we don't give score predictions. That would be maybe showing favoritism. But Tim, you can give score predictions.
I absolutely can, and the Blues are going to win tonight 3-0.
3-0. That would be quite a showing. Looking back at the Women's Football Club of Charlotte, they've got some talent on that team. Looking through who they're starting, Kaylin Slattery, the goalkeeper, rising sophomore at Notre Dame. If you're made an ACC squad, you're pretty good. I'm excited to see what will happen. We're going to take a short break on the Look Homeward pregame show. On the other side, we'll get you ready for the kickoff. Welcome back. As we prepare for kickoff, we'll give you a moment of silence and let you listen to the remainder of the national anthem. We know the starters for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte. We are getting clarification on the numbers. The pregame roster we got had some holes in it with regards to the numbers. I remember standing up and worriedly exclaiming, "Who's 15?" We got the names. It's going to be Ariana Maybody, Brecken Monteith, Cameron Granger, Katie Lowe, the defender from Elon. She made the 2020 CAA All-Rookie team. Kaylin Slattery, we talked about her, the rising sophomore at Notre Dame, in goal. It'll be Kendall King, Kylie Morin, along with Megan Bornkamp, and I'm excited to see her play. She was a freshman, third-team All-ACC. And Morgan Hart, the midfielder, 22 goals, 29 assists as a senior in high school. She's committed to UGA. And Rhea Siska, the WCU junior, with 8 assists and a goal. A lot of talent out there for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte.
Oh yeah, this team is definitely individually talented. We'll see how they can connect together as a team, and facing this Asheville team on Asheville's home turf, it's definitely a home field advantage when you're on Greenwood and Asheville with the South Slope Blues cheering on the sideline.
They're a loud group of folk, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not quiet.
No. Taking a look at the Asheville City Soccer Club, the Blues starting lineup. It'll be Michaela Moran in goal. Greb Clark, Dawson, the one big change, Cameron Bolick on to take the place of... Oh, I froze. I'll have to look that up. It'll be Sarah Jacobs, number 17, Jillian Oyas, 19. McKenna Silber expected to be the striker. Molly Dwyer, the winger, number 22. Eileen Murphy and Sam Dominguez taking the place of, I guess, taking up the back line. And what a combination they are.
Oh yeah, Asheville's center back duo is definitely very strong in Eileen Fisher and Sam Dominguez. Eileen Fisher probably won every header there was to win last game, and she is definitely an aerial presence defensively, and she's not afraid to get up and go drive a little bit, move some people around in the midfield and start some plays from deep.
It was Goss that has dropped from the first starting lineup in favor of Cameron Bolick. We wonder if that's a tactical decision. As we get ready for kickoff. Nothing says get ready for kickoff like Tom Petty. I've always said that. It'll be Asheville City Soccer Club in their dark blue, white lettering, white pinstripes down the socks for the visiting Women's Football Club of Charlotte. White jersey, gold sleeves, and white socks. We're underway live from Greenwood Field. Asheville maintaining possession through the midfield.
They're using that pivot player in the midfield to switch the point of attack rather than in one kind of big diagonal ball across by playing across and through.
Dangerous moment, but Murphy up to the task and then loses it right back. Transition, the shots, finding the back of the net, and it's 1-0.
And that was a very strong finish. I mean, you're gonna have to capitalize on these mistakes. It's just a giveaway in the middle, and in the middle is where you can't give away balls like that. I mean, there just has to be a little bit more power put on that pass back. It's the right idea, but there has to be intention on the pass. And when there isn't, it's gonna be stolen and finished, but that had to be a great finish to stop Moran.
That was Morgan Hart, 22 goals, 29 assists as a senior in high school. The UGA commits, putting it up a 90 far post, and it's 1-0 Women's Football Club of Charlotte. We'd only been underway for
Women's Football Club of Charlotte.
Just at a minute.
Number 7, Morgan Hart.
Clark.
Hart, number 7, in the first minute. Score Asheville City 0. WFC of Charlotte.
Asheville is certainly not out of this game. I mean, it's only been 2 minutes, and that goal came off of a mistake in the midfield, and that's something that you can fix. It's something that you can fix quickly, and it's something that you can void if you can get a point.
Dwyer trying to get onto the end of it. Will be out for a goal kick, just unable to wrap her foot around the outside of the ball. Women's Football Club of Charlotte building out of the back. Whoa. Through the midfield. Asheville City stepping in. Dominguez starts things from the back. Dwyer plays it in. Women's Football Club of Charlotte stepping in. Granger.
Nashville's going to have to tighten it up on that final pass in the midfield. There's no need to rush these passing decisions, especially this early in the game. They need to settle down a little bit and play to feet.
Gabrielle Lassiter, the left winger, has speed shown down the sideline, breaking into the box. Dominguez hammers it away.
Asheville's going to have to be on the lookout for that speed on the flank. It's something that Charlotte is going to be able to utilize.
speed in spades down the flank for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte.
Not only does Asheville have aerial presence defensively, but it looks like Charlotte's got some aerial presence offensively.
Asheville goal kick, motioning everyone forward. Moran. This is the first bit of adversity this team has faced in the very early season.
And it's good that Asheville is facing a team that is going to give them some challenges before their later challenges against the Eagles.
Trying to find through, touched. Silber giving chase. Slotted out. Asheville on it. Just getting back onside. Silber, the shot low off the post and offside position.
Offside.
Asheville is spotted. Silber apparently not getting back in time.
But those are the right runs. Those are the right movements. You're getting on the ball, giving it back, and then moving outside of the line so that you can get in. So Asheville's connecting up top. It's just a matter of finishing the job.
All the way back. Slattery. Looks like Asheville's press extending wide, but not necessarily to the center backs.
No, and they don't necessarily need to press so high here. But as you can see, they've inched their team up as they make the back line pass amongst themselves just by denying options.
And a twice blocked cross will be out for an Asheville throw. Played in, broken up. Women's Football Club of Charlotte trying to press his grab. That'll be out for an Asheville throw. Oh yes, the option down the line. It'll be Clark to throw. Towards the box. Silber. The cross. Back post and just a bit too much. Trying to settle it. Popped up. And Women's Football Club of Charlotte doing enough. Fantastic turn. Chopped away. Asheville trying to play it in. One touch. Silber. The flick over the crossbar.
And that was well done defensively to close that ball so quickly and deny Silber the space she needed to take an appropriate setup touch for that shot. And that's why she wasn't able to fully get the contact she wanted, is because that defense was stepped so quickly.
It was a tough angle. It was in front of her. Really all she could do was get under it and try to lift it. She couldn't really get through it from that spot.
Exactly. You either want to put it back onto your left foot or give yourself more space on your right foot, and she didn't really have either of those options, again, because of the defensive step.
Silber. But Women's Football Club of Charlotte gets there first. Attempted pass, cut out. On the run. Trying to sneak through. Murphy up to the task.
Asheville is not super worried about those opportunities because of sheer numbers. They've got 3 recovering as opposed to Charlotte's 2 attacking. And when they don't have a wide presence, it's not as threatening because they know the only thing they can play is the through ball that you're either going to cut off, like Fisher just did, or that Moran is going to come and scoop up, because we've already seen that her timing on through balls is pretty spot on.
Around the back for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte. With time on the ball. Slotted into the midfield. Oh, goodness. Accidental step over by Clark. The cross low. And the shot wide.
I'm not sure if that comes from a little bit of a miscommunication or if it was just a technical mishap. But either way, Oyas is going to need to get herself wider. And it's going to be difficult in these moments of transition because in a defensive setup, she's tucking in and helping out. And then once you transition to offense, she has to get out and up very quickly. And it's not an easy thing to get in transition, but they need her to create space out wide so they can find her and go. And they want to utilize her technicality and her skill on the ball as well as off the ball.
Bornkamp, quite the fixture in midfield. Really the number 10 bossing the ball around. Ball out wide, one touch into the box. Rolled near post and handled cleanly by Slattery.
And that was a great run along the outside shoulder of that defender by Silber. She was able to shield the ball away from the defender and invite an excellent pass in, and then Oyas read it well and started darting to the near post. She knew that Silber was being closed down, and that's the only way she was going to get the ball to her, and unfortunately it just wasn't enough on the ball. But it's good to see those two connecting off the ball.
Dominguez. The high press from Charlotte. Played back. Moran. Dominguez. Given away. Bornkamp slotting it through. The shots.
Again, it's those giveaways between the 18 and the half line that are creating all of the chances that Charlotte has had so far. They've really come from either speed on the flanks or dangerous under-hit passes in the build-up, and that's something that, again, it can be fixed quickly, but it needs to be fixed quickly, and if it isn't, it might start to snowball and players get in their heads about making those mistakes, you know.
Canizio and Dwyer out at the 10-minute mark of the first half. Canizio wearing number 3. Nodded forward, Asheville City trying to settle the ball, able to do so. Trying to transition into the midfield area. For Dawson. Dawson has some space. Tries the diagonal pass. Oh yes, giving it a chase. It'll trickle out over touch for a goal kick.
And Dawson does so well in that pivot role. You can see how she checks her shoulder behind her as she's receiving that ball, so she knows she can turn and get us started out the other way.
The weather forecast seemed dangerous today.
It did.
It is gorgeous. It is low 70s. It's a little humid, but not a rain cloud in sight. That wasn't a challenge. Asheville. Canizio rolls it back. Touchdown by Clark. Here's Murphy. Murphy playing it forward, trying to find the run of Silber. Check that, that's Greb. Greb gets around. Greb checks it back, the shot. Oh, just over the crossbar.
Corner kick for...
Deflected by as Jacobs shot. Take another look at the team gathering before the game. It'll be an Asheville City corner. It was Jacobs' shot, deflected and just missing high. Greb delivers the corner, near post. What have you always told me is the rule of a corner? Got to beat the first man. Slotted in, it'll be Oyas on the end of the ball. Trying to chip it back. Muscled out, it'll be a goal kick for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte. Good physical play on defense. Here's Slattery.
Again, Charlotte playing out of the back.
Oh yes. Almost settles the ball, loses it. Here's Lassiter. Oh yes, picks it off this time. Asheville playing it back, now switching sides. Knotted up. Here's Murphy. Clark. Back for Murphy.
Asheville's been trying to play out of the back, but their last chance on the corner came from Murphy looking up and finding a run that was going deep and just hitting that ball. And it created a brilliant connection at the top of the box and inside the box, and then eventually won a corner. So it's going to have to come from a variety of playing out of the back, looking for your midfield, looking for a switch and a dribble forward, and your center backs looking for your forwards. You can skip lines sometimes and throw off defenses and capitalize on your speedy players.
Ushered out of touch. It'll be a throw for Women's Football Club of Charlotte. Taking quickly, here's King. Loses it out. It'll be an Asheville throw. Murphy. Through midfield. Out wide. Oh yes, touching it back. Clark. Slotted for a run that no one was making.
And those are the miscommunications that are going to come from a brand new team, but as they start watching each other play, seeing where each other are looking on the field, they're going to start making those connections and making those runs and making those passes.
I mean, it was into a good area. That was a fantastic area.
Exactly. And so next time, I bet you someone's running into it.
Around the back line, Women's Football Club of Charlotte.
They're not in any hurry here. They're trying to move around the Asheville midfield and open up gaps. But because Asheville stayed organized in how they were pressing, it wasn't a high press again, but they were inching forward, taking space, closing down gaps in their midfield.
Getting around, blocked. It'll be out for a corner.
And that's well done by Dawson to stay with that ball. She knew not to release her player too early because she was still in that fight.
Check that, I was out just on the good side of the corner flag for Asheville City. That tipped out. Now it's a goal kick for Asheville City Soccer Club. Women's Football Club of Charlotte thought they had won a corner. It'll be Moran. One nothing, 17 minutes into the first half. A miscue on the offensive side led to a brilliant chance not squandered by the Women's Football Club of Charlotte.
And it would have been so easy to throw that shot away. It would have been so easy to mishit that or hold on to the ball so long. But Hart did a fantastic job of looking up, finding Moran, and just pinpoint finding the back of the net, the upper 90. It really just curled right back in there. And it's not an easy shot to make.
Oh yes, can she save it in? She does. Has some room down the side. And a nifty deflection.
And she was looking for the early cross there, but because she was basically in the same line as all her runners, the cutback wasn't going to be an easy angle to execute.
Fair lost the option on the left. Push through the middle, tipped away. Women's Football Club of Charlotte trying to settle on it. They do. Just got enough. Oh yes, onto it. Held in brilliantly. Pressure continuing for Women's Football Club of Charlotte. Here's Bornkamp.
Well, Charlotte's doing an excellent job of holding on to the ball, possessing in difficult areas, losing the ball and winning it back fast. That is huge for this team. It's easy to lose a ball, especially in your attacking third, and not necessarily chase it down so hard, focus on reorganizing, but instead they are jumping on those lost balls and winning them back and keeping plays alive that might have otherwise died.
Dwyer in, Oyas out. Trying to keep those wingers fresh.
And they're going to need it because they're asking these wingers to perform some pretty crazy responsibilities. They're trying to get very high, but they're also trying to start the play. It's not like we've seen the Asheville men's side do, where you get the long diagonal ball from Jamie Smith to Nathan Watt. It's more of a find the wingers through build out, through switching the point of attack, let them dribble up.
Oh, they're going to call a handball on a ball that hit the midsection. Take another look, slow motion. That's all for body.
And I mean, if it hit the hand, it's because she pulled her hands into her chest.
Was it out in an unnatural position?
I wouldn't say so.
Not a banner moment for the man in red.
And every chance that Asheville gets, it's going to give them a little bit more energy, a little bit more urgency. They're going to see that they're getting the ball higher, and they're going to get excited about those opportunities, and someone is going to be the one to put them away.
Miscue on the pass, taken in. Hammered up by Murphy. Silber settling, pushed wide. Snapping up that opportunity. Charlotte moving forward. Lassiter was there. Dominguez is an awful long way up, isn't she?
I'm sure she doesn't mind it for a bit. And again, Asheville's not trying to necessarily high press and win this ball here, but they're trying to take away options, take away space, gradually push this back line into themselves as their midfield can creep forward and close spaces and predict where this play is going to go based on defensive organization. And that's going to close gaps in the midfield, and it's going to give the back line a little break.
Now move forward. Here's Bornkamp on the ball. And it looked like at the vital moment, the Women's Football Club of Charlotte able to do just enough to maintain that possession.
Exactly, and that's been one of their strong suits this entire game, is holding on to the possession when it's not clear possession. They're winning 50-50 balls. They're winning balls that they've just lost. They're winning back balls. And that is super important to this team because they can possess and they can use their possession going forward, moving players, finding their wings, playing through the midfield, and capitalizing in transition. They're a very strong transitional team.
Dominguez back in her role as a center back. Out wide for Clark. Clark looking forward, trying to find the run of Dwyer. A bit too far.
And again, Charlotte playing out of the back.
Lose first touch, Asheville City taking advantage.
And that's what Asheville needs more of. They need more wins in the midfield. They've lost probably 3 balls in their own kind of half space between the defensive third and the middle third. and those have each created some dangerous opportunities for Charlotte, and so they need to be on the other end of that. They need to start winning those balls up top, and it's going to take a little bit more aggression from the midfield, as well as a little bit more communication and organization.
Clark with a lot of room to run. The cross from Dwyer looking back post. Spilled initially by Slattery, but she's on it. Now she starts the break the other way. Bornkamp had to rush her pass forward. Charlotte able to settle onto it. Slid through. Flag stays down. What a save. Michaela Moran.
And again, that's that timing and that's that reading of the play that we've seen from Moran. She knew that Fisher had stepped up early to defend a ball that was coming through the midfield, so she was still in the middle of a recovery when Charlotte played that ball. That's a cue that Moran read to see that she was going to have to come out. That's why she was already almost at the top of her 18 by the time that ball was in a dangerous position. It's incredibly well read and technically executed perfectly.
Crystal Goss in, taking the place of number 7 Cameron Bollock. Nodded forward by Asheville. Slid up.
Crystal Goss, number 3, enters the match.
Top of the box, hammered away by Charlotte. That'll float out of play for an Asheville throw.
Goss for Bollock in the 25th minute.
25 minutes into the first half. And the difference is what happened in the first 60 seconds.
It's a great touch.
Pushed forward. Flicked back. Jacobs searching. Chipped over. Not enough. Here comes Charlotte the other way.
Nashville has needed numbers in the box, and they just got it for maybe the first time in this half. They were able to build up, hold the ball a little bit at the top.
Dwyer touchdown top of the box, trying to squeak it through. Lost it. The foot race for the ball, won by Asheville.
They're going to want to keep this ball alive. They were not excited about playing back there. They want to keep pressing these opportunities when they get them. They didn't expect to be down a goal at this point.
Good reading, and now in transition, Charlotte drops back. Bornkamp. At some point, the official on the far side has got to raise his flag, you would think.
He would, but Fisher's not going to risk it.
Silber settles well. Turning. Has some space in front. Played out, trying to find Dwyer in behind.
And that's some great combination between Dwyer and Silber. It's well done to hold that ball up. She knows that no one's behind her. I mean, she's the 9. It's the last player. So she held up the ball, turned, and then found the runner.
In transition, looks like a 3-on-4 break. Trying to get wide, has space, the cross. Tipped away, ball still loose. Can she turn it? She does, the shot blocked.
And that is an extremely dangerous position because the attachment in the box was virtually non-existent there from Asheville. Number 15 had all the time and space in the world. She just was not marked as a tracking runner.
And we'd love to tell you, is that chipped in? Will it hold up for Dwyer? It does. The cross near post. Oh, tipped away at the vital moment and hammered out of trouble.
And again, there's connection up top. There's connection in the box. There are excellent services being put in, but there's no numbers.
Turning is Canizio, loses out. And they'll start from the back, will Charlotte. We apologize, we don't have number 15's name. It was not on the roster furnished to us. Yeah, if you happen to know, if you want to pop it in the chat, we would fix our scorecards here. If you're watching this on a replay, don't worry about it. We'll have either figured it out or it won't matter anymore. Nearly caught in possession. King tipped away, but possession maintained. Granger has her pass tipped away. Nodded forward. Greb, long run, can't get there.
We'll see if Asheville wants to press this ball deep into their attacking third, or if they're going to drop off a bit and continue to allow Charlotte to play around.
Couple of substitutions coming in.
The 30th minute.
It'll be Maya Poplin for Asheville City.
Number 13, Maya Poplin. She replaces number 7.
It'll be Maggie Miller.
Sarah Jacobs. Poplin for Jacobs in the 30th minute.
Rhea Siska into the game for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte. Out for a Nashville throw.
Entering the match for
Big appreciation to Sam. Number 15 is Charlotte McClure.
number 22, Reagan Culver. And number 4, Maggie Miller. All those substitutions in the 30th.
Got it down on my roster now. Sam, thanks, my guy. Touchdown. Murphy, long, arcing cross, knotted out. Not out of trouble yet. Touched back in, looking top of the box. Hammered out of trouble. Dominguez settles it. The attempted cross blocked away.
The defensive organization of Charlotte is allowing them to close down these bigger touches and win balls in their own defensive third and start their attack again.
Greb has a look, the step down, the shot, cruises over the bar.
Greb is over the crossbar. Substitution for Asheville.
And that's a good look. She was trying to go for that far post because Slattery was definitely shading her near post.
Substitution for Asheville City.
That substitution in the 32nd minute.
For Asheville City, number 6 coming into the game. It's going to be Marion Kilgore. One nothing, Women's Football Club of Charlotte. 30 minutes in.
You can tell how confident they are playing out of the back. Slattery just played her center back as she was facing away from her, who was able to play a one-touch curling ball, again, with her back to the field, to her outside back, and continue the play. They're so composed in their defensive organization and defensive plan that it's really difficult to break through.
Dwyer has it, has some space in front of her. Touched down, turning. Pushed out wide. Cross. Never in doubt.
You know Molly Dwyer can shoot the ball. You almost want her to take someone on and do it herself up there. But that just goes to show how well this team is playing together. They're trying to create chances through interplay at the top. You're going to score a lucky goal every once in a while. You're going to score an individually fantastic goal. But at the end of the day, if you can't play with each other, if you can't score a goal, a team goal, it's going to be really difficult to beat teams like the Eagles coming up.
Ball just a bit too far. It'll be out for an Asheville throw. Silber's dropped a little deeper. You're seeing her more in the midfield as opposed to her usual 9 duties.
Exactly, and her skill in the midfield and her strength as well, her ability to hold up the ball, especially with her back to goal, is going to be super important for this team's build-up play. They haven't been able to utilize their midfield as much because of Charlotte's organization and how quickly they're stepping. And so Silber's strength and technicality in the midfield is going to help them build through those middle spaces a little bit more. Less so of a pivot to the wide and more so of a find the middle, see if you can turn and go from there.
Maybody out for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte.
In the match for Asheville, number 2 is Chloe McCleary-Small.
In for Asheville City Soccer Club, Chloe McCleary-Small, the goal scorer on Saturday night. It was her goal that gave us the final margin, 2-0. Dwyer giving chase. Here's Lowe. Played back. Dwyer plays over. Silber settles. Chipped through. Had to be dealt with, and it was. It'll be an Asheville corner.
And again, when you're trying to play through defenders, it forces them to make decisions on the fly. They become disorganized, and they have to make clearances like that.
When you have somebody the quality of Molly Dwyer bearing down on you, it makes you want to take the safe option.
Exactly.
Here's Goss. Comes all the way to the top of the box. The shot from distance blocked. And it's going to come out. Charlotte on the run, has some space in front. Has the speed to get away. Things slowing down towards the top of the box. Bornkamp turns it back around. And Charlotte will reorganize. Keeping the pressure on, testing out the right side.
Again, Charlotte's ability to possess in difficult areas of the field is so instrumental to their attack because they're getting the ball forward in counterattacks, and then when their space is crushed by solid Asheville recovery runs, they hold on to the ball and they turn and they play amongst themselves, keeping the play alive.
Hurles into the game for the first time. On the ball with the spin. Back to the top of the box, slid away. Asheville has some space, but not a lot of space as it's held into the zone. Nifty touch. Played out wide. There's Perilous again. Oh, played right around. Chopped inside the box. Looking for Dwyer. Dwyer as it looks up. Pushed wide for Silber. Silber.
What a touch.
Looks at her options. Whips it in. Looking at the 6-yard backs. Headed by Chloe McCleary-Small just over the bar.
She has such ability to get on the end of a service.
Come watch and celebrate your love of soccer at Old London Road.
And what a service that was.
Not just a dedicated soccer pub, they offer an extensive, unique
turning it
beer and cocktail list.
just
they have a
over.
full-time food truck with amazing fish and chips, wings and burgers, and plenty of outdoor seating. Visit them on the River Arts District Monday through Friday starting at noon, Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m.
Playing through the lines. Dominguez over. Able to hold it in. Tipped away. Dangerous play. The shot. Low. No. Trying to turn. Can she take the shot? No. Off. Out wide. It'll be a corner kick for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte. We'll try to keep you in the loop. A generator has blown on us for our cameras. We're going to try to remedy that for you as soon as possible. In the meantime, this has turned into a radio broadcast. The corner coming back post, knotted away by Dwyer. Charlotte holding it in, looking at their options. They'll play it back around the midline. Service back to the top of the box, headed away by Murphy. Asheville looking to break, pushed wide, and Charlotte stepping into the vital moment. Asheville able to win it back. They'll slow things down just a touch. Searching ball for Dwyer. Dwyer's going to get onto the end of this. Dwyer, the low cross, put out for an Asheville corner.
And again, Asheville putting this ball forward is going to create opportunities. When you get the ball in the box and you have numbers in the box, you're going to find opportunities, whether that's a service into the ball or a corner.
The service in didn't beat the first player again, and Charlotte looking to counter across the midline. Touchdown. Charlotte streaking. It's a one-on-one. Dominguez does enough.
It's a fantastic step. She shielded the ball away from the player, got in front and played it back to Moran.
Across the back line, here comes Goss moving forward. Slotted through. Touchdown by Silber in the midfield. Played wide. Chloe McCleary Small pulling it down. Flipped over, trying to find Dwyer, hammered out. It'll be an Asheville throw.
You can tell there's more speed coming from these Asheville attackers now, and it's giving them a little bit more energy in the attack.
We are rushing fuel back out to the generator as we speak. We'll hopefully have those cameras back up for you momentarily. Goss from the midfield stripe. The long cross from distance. Touchdown. McCleary Smalls there. The dive. The shot wide.
At Noble Hard Cider, they press their own juice from Henderson County. It's as fresh as can be. Cider's made from real fruit, no artificial flavor.
It'll be a Charlotte goal kick.
Local craft hard cider. It's true to the core.
.42 minutes into the first half. Charlotte across the back line. On the far side. Not a whole lot of pressure from Asheville, just sort of shifting left to right.
Again, that shifting is creating space for Asheville to close their gaps and to slowly break down this defense. They're letting them go where is predictable so that they can jump on opportunities that they know are going to exist.
Dwyer drives it to the top of the box looking for Silber. The pass goes wanting, and Charlotte building up from the back. .10-4, Sutton Jones, got it. Thank you for the information. Sutton Jones, defender, South Carolina, a rising senior, 3 goals as a junior. 2019 All-SEC tournament team. I was hoping I'd get to watch her tonight. I'm glad she's here. Got it. Thank you, CT Jones. We appreciate that information. All right, so getting my scorecard updated. Now if we can get the generator back on, we'll really be in business. Asheville with the ball, moving through the midfield. Trying to beat the top side of the Charlotte pressure, which is immense. Dominguez, loose touch. Charlotte has a look, rolled in. Only the goalie to beat. Tough angle, near post. Scooped up by Moran. Goss moving down the far side. Check that, that's Canizio. Silber running ahead. Canizio loses it out. Moving through the midfield. Perlas. Tempted through ball, chested down, and Asheville has it. Moving down the left side. Silber plays it back for Goss. Goss through the midfield. Loose pass. Charlotte's onto the end of it. Dominguez for Asheville City stepping up. Flipping it forward, continuing her run. Dominguez stays on it. Finally loses it out to a Charlotte backline player.
And both these center backs are so good going forward. The only issue is that they do leave gaps when they go up that high. And the attachment from Asheville's back line against counter-attacking runs has not been in its best form tonight. There's been some loose players in the box that have created some dangerous opportunities from services.
A spotted in an offside position is Rhea Siska. And yeah, Hayden, we know. Minimum of 2 minutes of added time into the first half. Canizio rolls it back for Goss on the left side. Goss searching cross towards the top of the box, trying to find the foot of Dwyer. Headed away by Charlotte. Touchdown, the shot volley. Skying. That'll be a Charlotte goal kick.
Poplin had the right idea there. She might have afforded another touch just to settle that ball that was bouncing. She tried to smash a volley in, which would have been very impressive.
Yeah, it would have been quite a shot.
I think she had more time there than she thought she did.
Trying to push through the lines. It's out for an Asheville throw. Through the line, Charlotte ending up on the end of it. Tipped around the back line into the second minute of stoppage time. Hammered out by Dominguez, only as far as midfield. Ball knotted around Bornkamp. Settling things for Charlotte through the midfield. Charlotte looking for one last attack before the halftime whistle. And that will be the halftime whistle. We go to the break. Women's Football Club of Charlotte 1, Asheville City Soccer Club 0. We'll take a short break. Hang on your halftime report. We'll have a fantastic special guest. Can't wait. We'll see you back shortly.
Introducing the new pediatric ER at Mission Hospital. Designed just for kids.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
This is my 21st year as the baseball coach. I told the announcer I thought something was wrong. We need to get somebody up here. The Asheville High team trainer, Josh Owen, from Mission Sports Medicine, ran up the steps.
Tommy was exhibiting the classic signs and symptoms of a heart attack. We really wanted to make sure that he got care fast.
His role will never be forgotten. I knew he was my new best friend.
Yeah.
I'm Coach Tommy, and thanks to Mission Health, I'm a survivor.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Okay.
Welcome back. That voice you hear may be familiar to some of the Asheville City Soccer Club faithful. I'm Matt Stradley here with Bronwyn Lutweiler, and we're joined by unbelievable special guest Jennifer Cujo. Jennifer, first off, welcome back. What's it like being in Asheville and not being asked to play?
It's great to be back here. I love this city, and this is my home, so it feels good to be back. I wish I'm playing, but also it's excited to see all this young talent, all these players putting up the work, and it's just been fun being out here. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, you're coming off of a win this past weekend against Rain, was it?
Yes.
Yep. On the Gotham City team.
That's so cool.
Playing with the likes of Carly Lloyd and Midge Purse. Excellent international players in the NWSL. I mean, what does it mean to you to be playing in that league with those players, and how did Asheville help you get there?
It's incredible. I will always say that being in that environment has helped me grow as a player and as a person. It's a different level, and I think it's every player's dream to be able to play professional, and all that comes with hard work and your dedication. But it's been an incredible journey for me. I'm still growing. There's still a lot of things that I'm learning, and I just need to get better. But it's incredible to be surrounded by all these top players and just be on the field. It's special. And I think Asheville has been a stepping stone for my career. I moved here after college, and I found this club, and they helped me in any way that I can. Even when I doubted myself, there was players that they stepped in to help me train and give me all the tools that I needed. So I'm grateful for Stacy, Ryan, and everyone that has put in work to see me play professional now. So it's an incredible place for me, and that's why I hold it deep into my heart for me to come here and then just see all this again. It feels surreal. It's like I'm back at where I was 2 years ago.
That's awesome. Great. And you mentioned learning and how you're always learning and growing. And so what would you say the most important thing you learned from Asheville has been, and how has that helped you in your career in the NWSL?
I would say playing here, because you play in college, it's a different level, and we play in WPSL, which is a different level too. So I think being here, there was a different type of players that I played with. When I was in California, I played with different type of players, but I think the diversity of players here helped me so much, that going into pro, there's going to be all kinds of players that I should look out for. And so that's one thing that it helped me to be where I am today, because I knew that going there, it's not going to be the same type of players, but it's going to be different type of players as well.
Yeah. And what would you say to someone who's trying to follow your path? What would you say to someone who's here trying to get where you are now?
I think one thing I would say is just be dedicated and respect the process. You have to give everything. You can be halfway in. You need to commit to what you're doing and believe in yourself and believe in the people around you. It all comes to the work that you put in. It's not just showing up on the field and train. You need to have a purpose of the training that you're doing. Being able to receive criticism from people and just work on that, turn your weakness into strength. So for me, I focus on weakness a lot, because your strength already. I think the weakness is something that you need to look into it and then make it better. And I think for that, it will help you get to where you have to go. And just believe in yourself and take every chance. If it's tryout, you have to go to 10 tryout. I think you should do it. You don't have to go one and then just give up because you didn't get picked up now. You have to keep going on to that day happens.
Wise words.
And one of the things that USL2 says is that they're a path to pro. And that sometimes when you're playing in an environment that's maybe not your dream, it's tough to imagine that path to pro. But Asheville's a crazy environment, and you consider it home.
Mm-hmm.
What about it? What about this club? What about this city makes it feel like home?
I think the family, the community, the fans, they make sure you feel like home. They present to you things that you didn't bring it. You know, if you're international, you're always alone, but they're always there to step in and be like a family. So that's one thing that makes me feel welcome here and feel home. Like every time I'm here, I feel like I'm back home, and everyone is here to accept me for who I am and everything. So
that's a brilliant environment to be able to exist in, and it's got to feel good that every time you put one into the back of the net, that not only does New York, New Jersey go crazy, but there's a little blip in North Carolina that goes extra special crazy for you.
I don't know. Maybe I would say maybe downtown. Downtown is pretty. They are similar to that. I like that place a lot. So
very good. Well, while you're here, maybe we'll see you at Old London Road.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us, Jennifer.
Thank you.
We'll enjoy the second half. Do you have any second half predictions? What's going to happen?
I'm hoping that Asheville City come back, with different system or different tactics to beat. I think they have good quality players. You can see they struggle a little bit, but I think they might win 2-1 or 3-1 if they put up things together and work harder. Yeah.
We'll see. So Jennifer Cujo, we thank you for being on the halftime report. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, second half kickoff.
Thank you.
Introducing the new pediatric ER at Mission Hospital. Designed just for kids.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
This is my 21st year as the baseball coach. I told the announcer I thought something was wrong. We need to get somebody up here. The Asheville High team trainer, Josh Owen, from Mission Sports Medicine, ran up the steps.
Tommy was exhibiting the classic signs and symptoms of a heart attack. We really wanted to make sure that he got care fast.
His role will never be forgotten. I knew he was my new best friend.
Yeah.
I'm Coach Tommy, and thanks to Mission Health, I'm a survivor.
Hey, soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
We're preparing for the second half. It's Women's Football Club of Charlotte 1, Asheville City Soccer Club 0. We're back, but more importantly, our cameras are back. Thank you so much for your patience as we attempted generator repair, which is something new to many of us. But our cameras are back. We're back. Thanks for joining us. It should be an exciting second half. We had Joe Cujo on at halftime. Asheville City, 5 goals, 2 assists, a 2-time league all-star. She was the Ghana Footballer of the Year in 2015. Fantastic halftime guest. I'm Matt Stradley here with Bronwyn Lutweiler with a freshly donned windbreaker.
I always put it on at halftime.
It's nice to have routines. Again, thank you everyone for your patience as we sorted through the technical difficulties as we are underway in the second half. Asheville City on the ball. We talked a little bit during the break, Bronwyn, and you said there's some definitive things Asheville City can do to make a mark in the second half. What were those things?
Well, what they're not doing right now and what Charlotte is doing is winning 50-50 balls and winning possession back directly after a lost possession. And I talked a little bit about that in the first half. But it's really going to be those 50-50 balls, not necessarily a ton of aerial wins that you're going to have to make in the middle of the park, but it is passes that are a little too soft, passes that are met with a little bit of a sloppy touch that Asheville has to jump on. They have to win those 50-50 balls, and they have to press a little bit higher. Again, not necessarily a high press. You don't have to break your system, your defensive organization, but they're going to have to add some urgency into how they're pressing the back line.
Attempted pass out wide, stolen away, and paid directly back. Off Clark, out. It'll be a Charlotte throw. Rolled to the line. Get all the way to Asheville's back line. Played back for Moran. Moran hammering it forward into the midfield. Out wide. Here's Asheville. Into the midfield. Touched back. And just couldn't get her footing right. Bit of a tough run for Greb. The way that Megan Bornkamp has controlled the midfield has been impressive. Charlotte settling things down.
They have been very strong in the midfield. They've been using a pivot, but not necessarily to go forward as much as they have been using it to maintain possession. And again, that's what they've been doing extremely well, is maintaining possession even in difficult areas of the field, even under pressure, which is not easy to do. They're very composed in the midfield, and they're jumping onto loose passes. And Asheville really has to tighten it up in the midfield to match that if they're going to be able to play through them at all.
Nodded into the midfield where absolutely no one is. Played out wide. Charlotte has some space and some speed. The tackle successful.
That was a perfectly executed tackle. To come out of that with the ball in your possession, pretty fantastic technique.
Clark had to get it right, and she did. Silber couldn't control it off of the touch, and it'll be Charlotte's ball again. Asheville City stepping in. Oh yes, through the middle. Oh yes, has some space in front of her. Oh yes, takes up that space. Options left and right. Oh yes, chipping from distance.
And you love to see that look from Oyas. She saw that Slattery was a little bit off her line. I mean, she didn't expect her to shoot that, and so she was coming up a little bit, and she was almost chipped. She had space, she took it, she wasn't being pressed, no one was stepping to her. It's not a bad idea.
We received a note at halftime that they've got Abby Ross in goal, which is not somebody I had on my starting lineup. Abby Ross, the Northwestern High School grad, signed to Furman 2021. You can see why. She's done a fantastic job on the net. Asheville City trying to play through. Dwyer giving chase. It'll be off Dwyer, out for a Charlotte throw.
But that's the kind of press that you need. She continued her run through that ball, and rather than surrendering possession, she's pressed the ball back into a deeper area of the field. But those are the tighter passes in the midfield that Asheville needs. They can't afford to lose the ball right there because they know that Charlotte is so good at keeping that ball once they've won it. But fortunately, they did jump back on it, which is the other half of that equation.
Flipping it up top, looking for Greb. Nodded forward. A lot of space. Nobody's there. Asheville finally getting on the end of it. Dwyer touching it forward, trying to find Oyas.
It looks like Oyas is in the middle of the field now, closer to a 10 position, which is where she's most comfortable or has been in her collegiate career.
Out wide. Oh, turned great, but lost out. It'll be an Asheville throw. I think I speak for everyone when I say thank you, cameras, for being back. It's been 10 years since I've tried to do a radio broadcast. I don't miss it. Bit of a loose touch, but handled brilliantly. Pushed through, it'll get to Moran.
She'll slow it down for Asheville. Let them shape up again.
Siska did a fantastic job. Not a great first touch. Pulled it back with brilliant ball control.
That was a great pass to pull off there.
Looked over the top, Greb giving chase. It's played wide, it'll be a throw for Asheville.
And a lot of the success that Asheville has had so far, a lot of their opportunities have come from a big direct ball down the flank.
Into the box grab, we'll check that. It is Silber to the top of the box. Chipped forward, hammered out of trouble. Asheville settling it. Trying to chip it in, and that'll be too much for Oyas. It'll be a Charlotte goal kick.
And it's not a bad idea from Dawson, but now that you have numbers in the box, you've built numbers in the box, you're trying to keep a play alive, it might be better to serve that ball back into the box or take a little bit off of that pass. But the chip was the right idea if you're going to go wide.
Trying to play through the lines. It'll trickle all the way back. Moran is there. .52 minutes in. Dwyer winning the 50-50. Here comes Dwyer. She has some space in front of her. Long touch. And there's just too much to run onto.
She saw the space and she went and took it. Again, she missed the touch a little bit, but the idea was right to take that space. She looked up and thought about hitting that one-time service into Oyas's run, but instead decided to take this in.
That'll be out for an Asheville corner. Played back in. Asheville gets to the end of it.
Those are exactly the wins that Asheville needs.
Back post cross settled by Silber. Silber spotted in an offside position.
It was a hair offsides as the back line was pressing up and she was running in. Took a step off and then came back on to receive the ball. That's well done to stay organized from the back line. It's hard under constant pressure to get everyone up in the same line and watch for offside.
Charlotte building out of the back. Rolling back for Ross. Switched to the other side. Oh, Dominguez with a nice shielding body tackle.
Again, this center back duo, their ability to read the game and to know when to step, when to stay, and how to cover, it saved them more than once and even started attacks sometimes.
Dwyer has space. Dwyer going to the inline. The cross. Knotted down just over the crossbar.
And that gave the Blues some energy.
Oh yes, didn't miss by much. And you're taught, especially when you're in just a flush of people, if you can get your head on it when you're that close, just put it into the ground, and that's exactly what she did. Knotted it straight down. Charlotte with the throw. Played back for Moran. Dominguez. Asheville moving through the midfield area. Searching ball, that's overhit. It'll be a Charlotte goal kick.
I think Asheville's cluing into the fact that they can play more direct. They can play long balls hoping to get it back because the runners are coming underneath. So if you play that long ball, you're either going to get someone like Molly Dwyer or Jillian Oyas on the end of it, and they're either going to do something superb with it going forward or play back and then get back around.
Pushed wide. I'll be out.
Again, that's the pressure that you need on a bouncing touch. Press that, see if you can't win it.
Culver with the throw. Knotted up. Tackled away into the midfield. Tough ball to get onto the end of and just a bit too much to ask. It'll be an Asheville goal kick. Moran playing it forward. The foot race on. Knotted up. Siska wins it. Siska to the top of the box. Murphy stepping into the vital moment.
The ability to remain composed there and receive the ball rather than putting your foot just straight through it for a clearance, that is what makes Murphy such a strong player. She can receive these balls under pressure and then play out, start an attack.
Golick unable to get onto the end of the Silber pass. It's a Charlotte throw. Silber now giving chase. Charlotte patient in their possession.
There's no reason to send someone flying off to the goalkeeper right now, but the pressure does have to be high. You have to make play predictable, and then once that final pass is hit, because they're not going to keep doing that all day, you have to step on it.
They'll be out for a Charlotte throw. Knotted up, Dominguez shielding, loses it. Touchdown tackled away. Sutton Jones doing a good job battling for it. Will be out for about as close to a corner as you can get without actually earning a corner. The clearance not successful. Shot chopped down, rolled out.
Really, the last place you want to put a corner is back into the middle, or a clearance.
A bit lucky. Asheville City is Siska's attempted cross. Found a Blues foot. 60 minutes in, down to the final 30. Nothing's changed since the first minute.
Great touch and a great turn by Oyas.
Oyas losing her footing. Through the midfield, Bornkamp flicks forward. It'll be out for an Asheville throw.
Great step.
Played in front. Just a bit too far. And it's been that night for Asheville. Everything seems to be a step out of sync.
And that's so frustrating as a team and as players when you know if you just tried to receive that with your back foot instead of your front foot, you would have been gone to goal. And those kinds of mistakes, little missteps, can snowball, and you can definitely get in your head about it.
Dwyer for Silber.
But as long as you keep that energy high and everyone's still working towards something, trying to be on the same page, you can still have success and break that cycle.
Searching ball for Dwyer, ends up over touch. It'll be a Charlotte throw. And that's how you work a triangle. Charlotte, ooh, nifty move, continuing the run. Played forward, touchdown. Maybody rolls it forward. King on the end of it. Tackled out, it'll be a Charlotte throw.
And that's great defensive organization. Dominguez had to slide over and cover.
Coming off is Maggie Miller. Coming back. Check that. Greb into the game. Sarah Jacobs into the game. Maya Poplin into the game for Asheville City. It'll be a deep Charlotte throw. Dominguez from the back. Slid wide. Into the midfield. Turning. Canizio loses it. One back. Asheville has some space in front. Rolled out. The cross. Hammered out of trouble. It'll be an Asheville throw. Goss found herself in a little bit of space. Trying to get the ball through. Unable to do so, and here comes Charlotte the other way. Fantastic ball through. Is it too much? No, able to keep it in play. Near post cross, ushered to Moran.
And that's good communication for Moran. You could tell that Murphy checked her shoulder. She was wondering what to do, if she needed to clear that ball or if Moran was going to come, and you can tell that Moran called her off of it and went to go collect.
Sliding in just ahead of Dwyer. A necessary play by Sutton Jones. You can see why she's relied on at South Carolina to handle that, the necessary work on the back line. She had a fantastic SEC tournament in 2019, and that's really was her collegiate coming out party. Dwyer gets onto the end of it. Can she wrap across? She can. Checks it back. Oh, just getting it wrong at the vital moment. Canizio. Fantastic check back and just slid off the end of her foot.
It comes off the top of her foot. She gets it under there, and unfortunately the heel goes forward above the toe, and that's where that spin happens. That's where that top spin comes, and that chip happens a little bit. And if you just put your foot through it, not necessarily in a swing, more of just a, I'm going to tap this in here, and you're going to score those 9 times out of 10. It's, as a goalkeeper, that's not what you want, is a crowded box and a cutback ball to a player running right at you.
Pollock. Dominguez. Dominguez brings the ball forward. Dominguez wins it back and loses it out.
Asheville needs to find the right balance between when to play individually, creatively, trying to make stuff happen on your own, and when to play it safe, when to play back, when to play the easy pass, the first pass you see, the pass to feet. A lot of their risky chances have created excellent opportunities, but at the same time, you don't want to risk the ball at the wrong time or in the wrong place.
Low end for Miller. And Oyas winning an important ball. Oyas has a little room in front of her. Touching it forward, Dwyer. Dwyer's left-footed shot. Oh, what an important block.
And again, the defensive recovery and organization of the Charlotte team has been spot on all game because the tracking runners, the recovering runners, were going exactly where they had to. There was someone to pick up Dwyer as she beat her previous player.
Played back. Dwyer checks, holds it in, right to a Charlotte player. Again, Charlotte finding themselves the beneficiary of an Asheville pass. Rolled out wide.
Asheville's attacking transition has been just too slow this game. They won the ball in their own third. They're trying to win back a goal in the second half, late in the second half. You're gonna need to throw players out as soon as you win that ball in the back.
Here's Dwyer. Options in the box. Tipped up. Trying to get onto the end of it. And wildly swung at. Guller will be out.
Substitutions.
And you're getting consistent services from Dwyer out wide. You know she has a left foot service. You know she can cut it back. She can curl it. She can place it. You wonder if one of these days she's going to try to cut that back from her left to her right, trick someone, and try and finish on the far post.
McCleary Small back into the game. 1 goal to her credit this campaign. "22 minutes left to go in regulation." As Culver accepts her coach's congratulations. Scott Ginn, the head coach of the Women's Football Club of Charlotte.
And that's a higher urgency of pressure that Asheville needs.
Tipped into the midfield.
But with that pressure comes gaps in the midfield, and those have to be closed as soon as possible.
Loose pass. It'll be a 2-on-2 break. Dwyer the option out wide. The shot from distance. Bit rushed.
I would say so. She had a few teammates making runs forward. You have to either find one of them or take more space. Take the space that you have.
Played out for a Charlotte throw. Rolled down the line. Murphy. Dominguez chests it down and fires it back forward. Able to get onto the end of it, Asheville. Just missing in that vital moment. A good scramble by the Charlotte defense.
Not something we've seen very often. And that comes from an Asheville pressure. It comes from an urgency up top.
Out wide, McCleary Small has some space, takes that space. Dwyer the option out wide, and just too much.
The ideas are there, the runs are there, the passes are there. They just have to connect.
Asheville winning the 50-50 ball. Chipped forward.
It's tough when you don't get full control of the ball as soon as you win it, because you know that your runners are gone. And when there's that delay, they have to slow down or risk being offside. And then when you finally do get the ball off, your runner has slowed down.
As you see up in the sky, that's a bit of a concern. With 19 minutes left to go in regulation, the pass for Dwyer goes wanting. We're going to stay on the air as long as humanly possible. Know that. We'll try to keep at least one camera running during a rainstorm. However, if that is in fact a thunderhead, we're going to be pulling our cameramen off of that wire. Right now, according to the latest weather forecast, rain beginning in 10 minutes. Deep Charlotte throw.
You can tell that Asheville is pressed up, trying to press Charlotte much deeper in their own half on a throw-in than they have in the past. But again, Charlotte is so good at holding onto that ball in possession in tight areas that they're able to build out with 3 passes and 3 players. Those are gaps that can't exist.
The final through ball, a bit much, and it'll be an Asheville City goal kick. 18 minutes left to go in regulation. It'll be out for an Asheville throw. Very small to take it. One back by Asheville.
And that curling ball, it's the right idea because that's where the runners are. Just got a little bit too around the ball, curving it back into the center rather than in front of those runs.
Ross in no hurry. Lifting a ball midfield. Murphy settling it down. McCleary Small was on the ball. Quickly taken back out for another Asheville throw. McCleary Small quickly. Asheville playing back. Out wide, McCleary Small has some space. One touch, floats it towards the top of the box. Nifty touch. Bornkamp sprays it out wide.
Well done on that touch there, and then a perfect service directly following.
Knotted up. Asheville losing possession. It'll be out for an Asheville throw. Mothra just invaded our press box. Played battling in the midfield. Asheville coming away with it, clipping the ball forward. Directly into the path of a Women's Club of Charlotte player. Physical play, slotted. And it's played out for an Asheville throw.
And that's where you want to play against the run of the back line. That's where you want to cut it back towards Dwyer, darting in between the outside back and the center back.
Played over, flipped on. Oh yes, trying to settle. The cross, low, dangerous. And the second time.
And that's a great touch and cross by Oyas. The bounce, very difficult to deal with though as you're running forward.
What a fantastic cross right to the top of the six. And it's difficult to direct that volley on a short hop.
And you can see how it bounced just before it reached the foot. It's so difficult to keep that down. You have to keep your entire body over that ball and go through it completely.
Knotted forward, Asheville. Touching it down. Here's Molly Dwyer. Dwyer cuts it back. Dwyer from the top of the box. Molly Dwyer, one move. The shot blocked. Still has the ball, trying to turn. Tries to slide it out. It's blocked. Dwyer, the shot. Molly Dwyer!
And you knew it was coming. She's been on the ball so much this game. She's been the server. She's been the shooter. And I've been wanting her to shoot this whole game. I keep saying, you wonder if she's going to cut that back. You wonder if she's going to take that shot. And it takes a little bit of a tussle, a little bit of a misstep from the defenders for her to get that perfect space. And she knows that that's hers to finish with her left foot perfectly.
And you thought that as she turned away, maybe the defense had done enough, that she had had her chance blocked. Silver back into the game for Asheville City. Tied 1-1, under 15 left to play. Asheville City knocking on the door as the blue smoke popped. We're all tied at 1. Ball over the top. Nifty touch. A lot of space played underneath. The rolling shot tackled away.
And what a perfect tackle. Dominguez had to make that.
Flipped back in. Asheville trying to get it out of trouble. Chested down. Canizio settle things down. Looks up for options.
Again, it's tricky passes, under-hit passes in the midfield. You want to just go with your first instinct this late in the game. She looked up and wanted to hit that long ball to her 2 runners going forward, and instead tried to play it safe, but it was too safe. It was under-hit.
Running loose, edge of the box, checked back. The shot. Bornkamp standing wide open, loosely checked by Jacobs, but Jacobs has her eyes between 2 different targets. It'll be out for a Charlotte corner.
And that's been the danger when Charlotte is able to get the ball onto the flanks. The attachment from Asheville back line, it needs to be a little bit tighter, and that has to start from Moran. She has to look up and see which players are unmarked and get them marked immediately.
Kendall King over. She played all but 15 minutes in this past college season for, I believe it was ETSU. My memory's right. Nodded back across the goal. Loose ball. Trickling out for an Asheville goal kick. Boy, Moran, what a pass first off. Bornkamp checking it back across far post. Look at that pinpoint pass. And
again, she needs to be marked on the back post. You have to have someone touch tight, attached to that player on the back post. So even if, and I mean, she's tall, so she's probably going to beat you to the ball, but if you put some pressure on it, she's not going to be able to get that solid contact. And she put it high away from Moran. Moran was not going to be able to come out and get that. And in fact, it wouldn't have been smart for her to come all the way out of her goal on a ball that she's not necessarily going to win. So you really just have to attach in the box. That's the bottom line.
It's Perlis back into the game, taking the place of Siska. Charlotte threatening since the Asheville breakthrough that tied us at 1. Nifty chop. Flicked almost out of trouble. Asheville will play it out.
It looks like Charlotte's got a little bit more attacking urgency now that they're not up. They were engaged in a little bit of game management, not necessarily going to take a lot of risks. But now with the game tied, they're going to be throwing this ball forward as frequently as possible.
Under 10 minutes left to go in regulation. And that'll be out for an Asheville throw. Pushed out, it'll be Asheville throw again.
Dawson has been so solid for this Asheville team this whole time. She is so helpful in maintaining possession because she tricks players without necessarily even moving. It's just the way that she looks. A little half step one way before passing the other way. It gives her intended receiver a lot more time to play.
OES on the ball. OES has options in front. Rolling one, trying to find the run of Silber, who is splitting the back line. Tackled. Asheville City has it tackled away. Here comes Charlotte. Really pushing down the far sideline. Clark giving a little bit of space. Step in, the shot. Ooh, scooped up by Moran.
Again, this attachment is dangerous because both Murphy and Dominguez stepped to the same open player. It's already a double team in the corner. It's okay to shift a little bit back more central because that's where the marks are. Assign your marks so you're not both stepping to the same player and leaving your outside back outnumbered.
Fantastically dangerous ball. Flipped up. Can they get onto the end of it? They do! Asheville City takes the lead 2-1. Look at Silber stay on the ball. The flick, look at this nifty little flick.
To get on that ball before the goalkeeper there, it's so impressive. And then Oyas comes through and finishes that. What a beautiful look of determination from both these players. I mean, Silber chasing a ball that there was not a lot of chance that she was going to get on that at all. And Oyas continuing her run, even though she knew that there wasn't a lot of chance that Silber was going to get on that ball.
Jillian Oyas' first goal of the season. Silber with the assist. And what an assist it was. 2-1, Asheville City. Charlotte moving with determination. Attacking through the midfield, pushed.
By number 19, Jillian Oyos.
Cutting back towards the middle, has some space, the cross, knotted up, still trouble. Chipped from the side. McCleary Small onto the end of it. One touch.
Now Asheville's going to have to be very careful about how they defend now. They're going to have to use some game management when they're in possession, but when they're not, they have to be so organized and disciplined in their defense, in their passing, in their organization.
Chipped forward. Flicked. McCleary Small knocks it down. Rolled across. And will be played out for a Charlotte throw. Charlotte seemed to have the game in hand. Asheville City, a gritty performance in the second half.
And that's what it was always going to take. It was going to take that high pressure, it was going to take risks, and it was going to take high intensity at the top.
Lassiter with the throw. Charlotte going through the lines, top of the box, knotted forward. Into space. Charlotte tries out wide. Touchdown, lost out. It'll be an Asheville throw.
Substitution, returning the match for Charlotte. It's number 6, Ray Siska.
Siska back into the game, taking the place of Cameron Granger. Two fantastic attacking players, Siska and staying on the pitch is Perilous. As rain just starting. Five minutes left in regulation. Will Oyas' goal be the decider? Out wide. Fantastic move with space to run. Trying to cut inside. And ushered out. It'll be a Asheville goal kick.
And that's an excellent defensive effort from Silber.
That'll be a corner. Silber running it back, but ruled off Silber in the end.
The set pieces are so dangerous this late in the game. Any team can score a sloppy goal in the box. So Asheville's going to try and keep it clean here.
As the rain coming down near post, headed out of trouble. We'll do it again. Under 4 left in regulation. Oh, Mr. Roque, greetings from Germany to you as well. Into the hands of Michaela Moran. Well, we're glad you're invested, whether you have decided to cheer for the Women's Football Club of Charlotte or Asheville City Soccer Club. Welcome to the stream. We're glad to have you. Women's Football Club of Charlotte trying to push forward. Silber giving chase. Knotted up. Shielded off. Jacobs playing it towards the Charlotte back line. 3 minutes left in regulation. Charlotte looking to push into Asheville's territory. Turned away. Charlotte building from the back. Oh, fantastic one-touch pass, but tackled away. Asheville now on the ball. They'll blast one through. Tackled off. Out wide. This is where Charlotte has been very dangerous. The pass just too much. Moran, as you see the rain coming down, will hold it up and scoop it up once Charlotte gets close enough. We're alternating cameras as the bag's going on. Moran pushing it forward. Battle for possession in midfield. Bouncing, settling. Bornkamp pushing forward. Dominguez stepping forward. Tackled down. It'll be a Charlotte throw.
Games like this are difficult to maintain because there hasn't been a lot of fouling. There hasn't been a lot of set pieces. And while that denies some dangerous chances offensively and you really like it defensively, you're running a lot. There's not a lot of time to hang out to recover except for goal kicks, corner kicks, throw-ins like this. So the fitness levels of these teams are really coming into play now.
Dwyer back in as Jillian Oyas, the current goal scorer, that's the deciding goal scorer, sits to the bench. Fantastic shift from Oyas, who's been central. She's been wide. She's played just about everywhere on the field as the foot race. Silber gets onto the end of it, touches it forward. Silber has it tackled away, stays with it. Silber trying to find some space, has it taken away. Asheville looking to enjoy a bit of possession in the 89th minute. Touched around. That's dirty. Unfortunate move. Oh my goodness. Dwyer. Dwyer in possession.
She's just having fun at this point.
Kicked up the line. Ball lost. Charlotte has to push forward. And they do. McCleary Small is there to pick up the pass. She'll chip it back forward.
And again, the awareness to touch that ball forward out of the reach of a tackle rather than just put your foot through it, it gives Asheville more time. It wastes more time. It uses more time. It maintains possession.
Silber ushering it out as we hit the 90th minute. The fourth official has let us know 3 minutes of added time to be played. They just have like a six-sided dice and they roll it. I really don't know. Ball in the corner, tapped around. It'll be still in play. Asheville on the ball. Oh, nifty bit of interplay. How did she break free? Back into the corner.
Just having themselves a little rondo.
Silber rolled it for Dwyer, now lost over the end line. It'll be a Charlotte goal kick. The rain subsiding. Just kidding, it's still coming down. That was positive thinking that didn't go well. Into the 91st minute. 2 more minutes of added time. That'll be out for a Charlotte throw. Yes, Scott, a Scott Ginn coach team is a team that is brilliant, a fast team, and one that has some fantastic intricate passing, aren't they? Tackled the first foul that I can remember of the game. Have you seen any fouls in this game?
I think there was one early on in the first half, and even that was questionable, but it has been clean. There's been good soccer in this game. I mean, it's what physical. These teams like to play. It's been fighting, they've been physical, but it's all been clean, it's all been safe, and it's been a flow. It's been really nice to see both these teams, you know, fighting back and forth in that competitive atmosphere without getting chippy or really dramatic in any way.
Out for another Asheville throw into the 93rd minute. 1 minute of extra time left. Asheville certainly not sprinting to take this throw. Flipped over, Dwyer in the corner. Dwyer trying to settle it down. It'll be out for a goal kick. Taken quickly, trying to build out of the back. Not a lot of time to do that. will be pushed wide. Out for an Asheville throw. Cleary Small down to take it. Flip towards the corner. Nodded back in. And that'll just be out for a goal kick. And with the 3 blasts of the whistle, Asheville City Soccer Club comes from behind to take the 3 points. The 2-1 victory.
Another Asheville win on Greenwood Field, and Jennifer Cujo was right. Asheville ended up in a 2-1 win against Charlotte, and it was a fight. I mean, it's really difficult to come back and fight for an entire game when you're a goal down. It is not easy to do. It takes so much perseverance and effort and dedication and drive, and that's what won this game ultimately. I mean, it was Silber just deciding to run through that ball no matter what, and having the technical ability to get her foot under it, just lift it over. And Jillian Oyas running in, she did not stop her run for a second. She came from the opposite end 18 and finished through the ball to win this team the game, and it really came down to how long these players were willing to fight.
And fight for 90, it ended up that they had to do if they were going to take the 3 points. As far as the Women's Football Club of Charlotte goes, the quality of their players is unmistakable. The intricacy of their passing, fantastic. If you're the head coach, if you're Scott Ginn, you got to feel pretty happy about a lot of things. Maybe not the result. Maybe even feeling that that's an unfair result.
Yeah, and I mean, Charlotte, they played so well. They really had a handle on this game the whole time. It's difficult to come back from a 1-0 deficit in the first minute of the game, but it's even harder to hold on to that lead for so long. And to continue to play the way you're playing, to continue to stay organized defensively and offensively, and to use your strengths. A very impressive showing from Charlotte.
6 points in 2 games for Asheville City. Women's Football Club of Charlotte falls to 1-2. I want to thank Mr. Oak for joining us. Yes, it was a great game. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you all for joining us. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for Asheville City Soccer Club. A big away and home now in the offing for this team, as they'll fight the Charlotte Eagles first in Charlotte and then back in Asheville on the 19th. That's the upcoming women's games. FC of Charlotte, that was today, going down to the Bantams, and then before that, gigantic home and home versus the Charlotte Eagles. It's been an awesome night of soccer. The rain's coming down. We're scampering to save as much of the equipment as we can. I want to say a special thank you to a couple of people. Gabriel Glenn Abron. I want to thank Zach White, Roman Ugalus. Zach White and Roman Ugalus are cameramen and also part-time generator repairmen. Finally got it back up and running. Brian Yohe, our fantastic producer. Bronwyn Lutweiler, brilliant soccer analysis. I'm just a guy who gets to watch soccer. I'm Matt Stradley. Want to say thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Asheville City Soccer Club 2, Women's Football Club of Charlotte 1.